Okay, everybody, here we are, man. We're back again. So this is the review portion, man. The review portion to Blueberry Hill. Great bootleg concert, man. Led Zeppelin in their prime in 1970. Really excellent. The way that they can maneuver and what they can do, the songs they can cover, sounds so damn good, you know? Even the notable hits like the Buffalo Springfield song, you know, in the hands of Led Zeppelin, it sounds so damn cool. Yeah, these guys were on top of their game and they can literally do anything they wanted. By that time, even though they were together for 2 short years, they probably knew that they had all in command, everything. Well, yeah, in this concert, they were saying that they were coming out with Led Zeppelin 3 within a couple of weeks. So at that point, they knew that they can go in any direction, man. You know, fantastic stuff. So let's do this, and it won't be a long review, because, you know, I don't know how long this concert is. I'm feeling that this will probably be a 2.5-3 hour thing, so let's keep the review short, man. But let's do a quick review on this great bootleg, man. Blueberry Hill, live on Blueberry Hill. Live on Blueberry Hill is a bootleg recording of English rock group Led Zeppelin's performance at the LA Forum September 4th, 1970, which took place during their summer 1970 North American tour. The audience recording is one of the first Led Zeppelin bootlegs and one of the first ever rock and roll bootlegs. It was released on the Blimp label. The album was reissued on the trademark of Quality label and shipped to England. The album sold so many copies that many fans thought it was a legal release. The sleeve notes describe it as 106 minutes and 53 seconds of pure alive rock. Alive rock. Live on Blueberry Hill derives its name from Zeppelin's performance of Fats Domino's Blueberry Hill as a final encore. The bootleg also features one of the few known live performances of Out on the Tiles from the group's third album, plus Ron Yer, which would not be released officially until 5 years later on Physical Graffiti. Yeah, man. So the crowd really got a good look into the future. From the 1980s, the bootleg became available on CD as a 2-disc set, often under the titles Blueberry Hill and The Final Statements. Led Zeppelin parody cover band Led Zeppelin released an album in '95 entitled Live on Blueberry Cheesecake, a play on the title of this bootleg release. Yeah, Led Zeppelin, I still haven't gotten to these guys yet. They're kind of like, what's the other band that sounds like Led Zeppelin? Greta Van Fleet. Something like that, I think. Quote, there's a quote here. Quote, I actually prefer Blueberry Hill to Pioneering Zeppelin Bootleg. PB. Pioneer Zeppelin Bootleg, PB, remarked photographer and Jimmy Page's friend Ross Halfin, even though it isn't such good sound quality, but because it includes the whole show. Unquote. In 2017, the Empress Valley Bootleg label released the 9-CD Live in Blueberry Hill, the complete 1970 LA Forum tapes, which includes 5 different source recordings of the concert. Okay. And so that's what, not a lot, just 3 paragraphs of information Wikipedia has for us. But I'm checking out the comments here and on YouTube and the links and some interesting comments. Check this out. Comment number 1. Thank God someone brought a tape recorder this night. The whole Lot of Love medley is simply stunning. Robert's voice, the instrumentation, all stunning. This is so great. Plant is on top of Olympus here. How we managed to nail those vocals on OOTT after 2 hours of performing is remarkable. The man was unstoppable in those early years. Yeah, I said that too. A 22-year-old plant. Yeah, he's 22 here. Yeah, man, nobody could match him. And somebody's response to that was, the good times, bad times, when she swore that she would be all mine, swore trying to sing that full-throated at that note. I'm surprised he didn't become incontinent and not in the front. Try it, but clench them together. Middle of communication breakdown, by the way. And then another response to that. Yes, a stunning performance. Think it's only one of 2 live performances that they ever did of that song. Out on the tiles. Another comment says, I went right to Jimmy's solo at 54:57 for Since I've Been Loving You, and to 139:32 for Whole Lotta Love guitar solo licks, and yet the power and tonal frequencies of Robert Plant's vocal range had to electrify the audience, as it did in my earbuds and in my mind. Another comment says, OMG, this sound is out of this world. Definitely these guys are not human, they are gods. Another comment says, the Hammond organ solo prior to Thank You is further proof that Jones was perhaps the most important ingredient of this incredible ensemble. Yeah, definitely. He definitely was a great, solid foundation in that lineup. John Paul Jones, you're the shit, brother. And I know that every single group has to have its frontman and its stars and all of that stuff, but his bass and his organ, elemental in the Led Zeppelin sound. Definitely not enough credit given to this guy. Steve Costa says, anyone else feel a little sorry for Jonesy? He had to keep up that fast riff in the end of Dazed and Confused, while Page goes into other stratospheres. My fingers get tired just listening. And someone else says, well put, Steve Costa. Well put, Steve Costa. You watch that video where John Paul Jones and Bonham have a silent dialogue like, where is he going? What is he doing? Well, the way is to try to follow this crazy son of a bitch. I know what they're talking about. They're talking about in the 73 video there, the song remains the same, where Bonham is shaking his head like, what the hell is Page doing? And Jones is smiling at him. I remember that. That was cool. I tried to follow along on bass, and ouch is the only word I can use to describe. The comments are cool, man. Another comment says, I've listened to hundreds, literally hundreds of versions of Since I've Been Loving You, but this one, far and away the best. Thank you for downloading this. Another comment says, I mean, they were amazing when they started in '69, but to me, it's amazing how much better they became just 1 year later in 1970. 70 rocks. What do you think of that? I'm still holding on to probably my favorite concert that I've listened to. It's up in the air between The Song Remains the Same and their 1969 How to West. Is it? Oh no, it's the Fillmore West. You know, the avocado poster. That one. That was the shit, man. And that song, As Long As I Have You. Oh my gosh. Susan first sent me the link to that. I did that, and then I realized that it was in that lineup of songs, and of course I didn't skip through it. So yeah, those two are my favorite live Led Zeppelin concerts so far. Another comment says, best year of Zepp. Great performance and soundings. Really made my day. Thanks to you, Boots. So again, some say their best was 1970 or 1973 or in between that. What do you think? What year, in your opinion, were they at their best? And it's one person says, yeah, between 69 and 70, just 1 year removed, they're so much better than the year prior. So very interesting. The first early years, 68, 69, 70, and 71, these guys were so raw and wild. By far their greatest era. Listen to Page tearing up those solos, and Jonesy was awesome and heavy bass. Bonham was an animal. He beat those drums like a man possessed. Plant's voice was so gripping and haunting and bluesy. No, there's no other band in history that was as in sync as these monsters. Those are the comments, y'all. Those are the comments. So many decades later, giving props to these fantastic artists, man. You know what I'm saying? 500 years later, we're still going to be talking about how great these guys are. And collectively, that period of time that they came from, that period of time that created these fantastic artists, man. This great, great body of music, rock and roll. I'm telling you, classic rock as we know it, it'll never be forgotten. It'll never be forgotten. We won't forget about it. These dumbass classic rock radio stations playing Karma Chameleon right after, rock and roll and right after Black Dog. Man, you ought to be horsewhipped. Your asses ought to be horsewhipped. Oh, that I will never forgive you for. Classic rock radio. Anyway, no ranting here, man. This was a great bootleg. Fantastic from beginning to end. Love everything that they did, the way they switched things up. And remember, these guys are young as shit. What, 22? Just at the top of their game like that. How many 22-year-olds do you know that is this elemental and this fantastic in the zone? You know what I'm saying? Not shooting down our contemporary 22-year-olds, but come on, man. Back then, 22 in 1970, producing this kind of music? Not a chance, man. Not a chance. So, I'm just going down to my notes here, man. Where Zeppelin is concerned, I still got the full albums to do. Led Zeppelin 2 is next. Got some interviews that I got to get to. I believe this is some links Evelyn sent to me. Finally getting to them months later. More live stuff, of course, on the way. And some of their solo works. And again, just to remind you guys, I'm not going in any real-time sequence anymore. I'm just basically just doing whatever comes at me. Like, for example, that documentary, The Curse of Led Zeppelin, for example, so I'll be hitting all of those different sorts of things. It could be the individual member stuff or whatever. So there's no real-time sequence anymore, So pretty much just covering all things Zeppelin, as my quest to learn it like a science goes. So that is my reaction and my review. This is the review portion. My other reactions, hopefully all three of them are up on YouTube and holding. Fingers crossed, man. Anyway, thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me talk, my drunken slurs and my rants. And I hope that you got a little bit of value out of all of that. Anyways, man, you guys have yourselves a good one. Take care. And the next time you see me, where Led Zeppelin is concerned, he'll probably be doing, I'm guessing, Led Zeppelin 2, the album. And that'll probably be in a couple of days. Somewhere along the way, I'm shooting for the middle of the week, but if things don't go my way, it'll probably be maybe next weekend, just like now. So have a good one, take care, be safe, and I'll see you in my next Zeppelin reaction. Peace.